Hey, welcome to Soul Whispers Tarot. I'm Karen. I'm here again with another pick a card reading, and this reading is, what does this person want to happen between you both? What are their deepest desires for your connection? So we have 4 sets of cards today. Set of cards number 1 is the Rainbow Prism Paperweight. Set of cards number 2 is the Pink Prism Sphere. Set of cards number 3 is the Amber, and set of cards number 4 is the Pink Unicorn Point. So if you'd like to receive these readings every other day, then please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification, and that will notify you every time I do release these readings. So I'll give you some quiet time to focus on the energies of the cards and see which set resonates with you the most. And it's fine for you to resonate with more than one set of cards. You can pause the video at this time, but I'll leave a few moments as well. Okay, so let's get started with the reading. So this is set of cards number 1, which is the Rainbow Prism Paperweight, and we're going to look into the tarot. The oracle cards, I have some handwritten postcard channel messages, and then we're going to look into these messages here as well. Okay, so you have the Tarot of the New Vision, I believe it's called. What does this person want to happen between you both? What are their deepest desires for your connection? So you have the 8 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the 7 of Cups. Let your friends help you. Playfulness. Masculine. Lord God. So that's like the divine masculine energy. High Priestess. Responsibility. And from the written postcards we have, I want us to be together. I'm hoping we can align soon. I really am trying hard to heal myself. Please be patient with me. I'm coming home. And I really miss you. I panic every time I think I may have lost you. Life isn't the same without you. I want you back in my life. I'm praying that we get a second chance. Okay. So what does this person want to happen? They want a second chance. They want to get back together with you. They really miss you. They're feeling really panicked that you two aren't together. That is clarified even further with the 9 of Swords. This is sleepless nights, thinking the worst case scenarios. I feel like they're wanting to hear from you, or they're wanting to communicate their feelings to you. They want rapid movement. They want all the delays and obstacles to just move out of the way. But they're worried. They know that something's got to change. They know they've got to express their truth. They really want to express their truth. They really want things to work out much more smoothly. I feel as though they're talking to their friends, or they have been trying to seek advice, asking for and accepting support from their friends. And it almost looks like one of them's holding a crystal ball. So it almost looks like she's in her wedding outfit. So this person is like trying to ask for advice about how to move things forward within your connection. They've really been trying to work out how to ground things. They may have been through confusion with this 8 of Cups. Or there's all these cups to choose from, what direction to go in, what is real, what isn't real. What should I do? For some, this could be that some of you may have moved on. The Seven of Wands, the Seven of Swords, to me is like running away. Like this person wants to communicate. They want communication maybe from you. There's worries because I feel like there's delays and obstacles. They may be running away when it comes to actually communicating. Like they have fears, and there's this demon. It's like their fear in the worst case scenarios. If they were to reach out, they feel like they want to give you an offer, but they feel like what they have to offer you isn't enough, isn't what you truly deserve. But some of you may have walked away from this person. You may have withdrawn what you were offering them, and they're worried now that you're not going to give them a second chance, because I'm praying that we get a second chance. I really miss you. I panic every time I think I may have lost you. Life isn't the same without you. I want you back in my life. So yeah, they're really, really worrying about that. They're worried that communication isn't going to come in. They're worried that obstacles aren't going to be overcome and fears aren't going to be overcome. Their worries are what cause them to run away from you or withhold their feelings. And they just keep imagining reaching out to you and imagining it going wrong. Imagining them making a fool out of themselves, or imagining you running away from them or rejecting them if they were to reach out and make an offer. And so they feel like, what should I do? They're daydreaming about you all the time. Their head's in the clouds. They're like, how do I ground this? What do I do? Do I take the risk and reach out? Do I take a risk and take a chance on this connection? Or some of them may have run away and taken an easier option because they didn't want to be rejected by you, and so they may have got with someone else. Some of them where this person they knew wouldn't reject them, or if they did reject them, then they wouldn't feel as heartbroken as if you rejected them. So let your friends help you. I do feel as though they've talked about your connection with their friends or a specific friend a lot, you know. Playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So they want playfulness. They want things to be like easier between you. They want things to flow more naturally. They may feel like it's kind of like a life or death situation, whether you reject them or whether you love them, you know. Like this person has a lot of anxieties and low self-esteem. Like they're basing their self-worth on whether you love them or whether you abandon them, and they're so petrified of you abandoning them that some of them, they may have chosen another option where things seemed easier with the other person. They may have been asking their friends, what should I do? Should I choose you, the viewer, or should I go with this other person? They may have, you know, developed a relationship with a friend that they had, or their friends may have set them up with someone where things seemed to work more easy. There was a honeymoon period. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. They may not have, you know, got with someone else. This may literally just be they want playfulness. They want things to be much more easy and just flow much more easily. They don't want all these complications and all these fears. Like it's like they're so petrified, like they're frozen. They feel like they can't make a move because they're afraid to open their heart to you even more, because they feel like they could be totally crushed if things don't work out. Their deepest desire is to be this divine masculine, to follow the soul calling, overcome their inner demons. It almost looks like the devil kind of. They want to overcome their inner demons, their fears. They want to take action. They want to be brave. They just wish that these fears weren't so consuming. High priestess, high priest, responsibility. They want to take responsibility in terms of following their intuition. They want to be the responsible divine masculine. They want to move forward in your connection, move forward in this spiritual path, which is towards their true self, towards you. I want us to be together. I'm hoping we can align soon. I really am trying hard to heal myself. Please be patient with me. I'm coming home. I really miss you. I panic every time I think I may have lost you. Life isn't the same without you. I want you back in my life. I'm praying that we get a second chance. So this person is healing themselves behind the scene, but they're worried. It's like they feel like they're running out of time. But it's almost like they can't like force themselves to be ready before they are, but they're worried that you're going to leave them if they're too slow. So let's look into these messages here. What are their deepest desires for your connection? Social media. I feel like this person is stalking your social media, or they may be trying to communicate to you through their social media. Whether it's directly communicating to you or whether it's they're posting things for you to see. They're really worried. I feel that you're going to meet someone else. They may be seeing that you have playful interactions or flirtations with other people or someone else, and they may be worried about that. So they're looking you up on social media, trying to see what's going on in your life, trying to see if you still love them, if you're still going to be open and receptive to them, or whether you're moving on without them. Life or death, that is exactly what I said. It feels like a life or death situation to them. It's like a catch-22. They're afraid to get close to you because they're afraid of losing you. They're afraid of losing you if they don't get close to you, if they don't take action. And so they're like, what do I do? What do I do? And they're asking their friends. They may even be getting mutual friends to spy on you or ask you questions. But they're really panicking. It really does feel like a life or death situation. Like they're basing their sense of self-worth like almost entirely on how you react to them, whether you see them in a good light, whether you approve of them, whether you love them, or whether you reject them. Overthinking. Yeah, this person is definitely overthinking. That's what that 9 of Swords is all about. That's what stalled them. They're overthinking. They're thinking I feel like this has been their biggest problem. They've always overthought, they've always wanted to reach out to you. They've always wanted to express their feelings to you. But then they've overthought it and they've been like, what's going to happen? Because that's what this Cups is about as well. Some of them are filled with positive things. Some are filled with not so positive, like the dragon or the snake, the tower, They're like, if I take action, is it going to be a positive outcome or a negative outcome? Overthinking. and it's caused them to stall. It's caused them to run away when it comes down to taking action. Feel safer in the situationship, yeah. So it's like they feel safer in overthinking things as well, in terms of daydreaming. This is about their head is in the clouds, castles in the sky, daydreaming, fantasizing. They've become ungrounded, and that's why this connection isn't grounding. They feel safer with it being in their head, that it being a what if. And in their fantasies, they can always feel in control. In their fantasies, they can always feel like you're there. There's no fear in fantasy. Anything they want can be happening in their fantasy, you know. But they feel safer in your situationship, and by that I mean they feel safer in the current dynamic where you may have had some kind of interaction with each other, but then you weren't fully together. It was like you had an interaction, but then the way it was, this person could still kind of hold on to their comfort zone and not risk being vulnerable, not risk truly being rejected. If you walk away from them whilst they're in their comfort zone, then they feel as though, oh, she's just, or he's just walking away from me because I didn't take action. She's not walking away from me because of who I am and me not being good enough. You know, that they're thinking it's better for you to walk away and reject their lack of action rather than them open up to you and you reject them. So they felt safer in the situationship, but they do want more, but they're just afraid that if they get close, then somehow they're going to disappoint you or not be good enough, and then you'll walk away from them, and then there won't even be the situationship anymore. Don't wait. This person, they don't want to wait anymore. They don't want to stall anymore. You know, this is what they want. This is their desires. But whether, you know, they overcome their fears is another thing. But I would also say to you, don't wait for this person. Otherwise, it just creates a whole load of resentment, and it puts your life on hold and could potentially make you miss out on other opportunities, you know, not necessarily with other relationships, but it can be. But just in general, you could miss out on a lot of things and wind up feeling a ton of resentment if you wait. So this person is picking up on that. This person is picking up that you're like, I can't wait forever, or you're getting fed up waiting. And that's worrying them as well. One more message. Obsessed. So yeah, social media. I feel like this person's obsessively watching your social media, maybe, you know, refreshing the page, maybe looking at your social media every hour, you know, every 5 minutes. They're obsessed. They feel very attached to you, very codependent on what you think of them. I feel that's led many of these people to wear a mask to try and impress you, but that's created a wedge between you because they won't be in their true self, which is what you've always needed. So I really hope this reading has resonated with you. Please check out my other readings. I have tons on here about what they want to happen between you, what their true feelings are for you. So check out my playlists. I have tons on there, and those can really help you. If this reading has resonated with you, then please like, share, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon, turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a reading. So thank you so much. So this is set of cards number 2, which is this pink glass prism sphere. So we're going to look into the tarot, the oracle. We have some handwritten postcards with channeled messages on, and then we're going to look into these messages as well. Okay, so what does this person want to happen between you? What are their deepest desires for your connection? So there's the Four of Wands, the King of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. Let go of control issues, free yourself, stability, dedication. And from these channeled messages, postcards we have, there's been so many obstacles in our way that I couldn't see a logical way to make it work. I decided to cut my losses and move in a different direction. I still love you. And then we have, I want to hold you. I miss you and long for you. I'm constantly thinking about you and fantasize about us being together. I feel so upset sometimes because I need you so much. I pray that we will be together soon. Okay, so their deepest desires is to be with you. What I'm seeing is the Four of Wands. That is the marriage card. That is the stability card. Often it is known as the twin flame card as well, because the two wands are normally shown either side. So 11, 11. And this is about stability. Four is stability, Four of Cups. And we have this stability card. And this staff is almost like the Ace of Wands as well. They want to manifest stability and dedication. You know, they want to deepen your commitment. But there has been an element of them freeing themselves from your connection in the past. It's time to take back control of your life. They felt like they were controlled by this connection. They felt controlled by their emotions. They felt emotionally all over the place. They have this deep sense of longing. I want to hold you. I miss and long for you. I'm constantly thinking about you and fantasizing about us being together. I feel so upset sometimes because I need you so much. I pray that we'll be together. It's almost like it became too much for them. They really, really wanted to be with you. But, you know, this isn't just a case of someone really wanting to be with you and taking action and making it happen. I feel this is a very deep spiritual connection. So it's about energetic alignment or energetic misalignment, as it has been from what I'm picking up. And so, you know, this is a deeply spiritual path. It's a deeply spiritual journey, this connection. And so it's really saying that, it's really showing me that this person has always desired to be with you just as much as you have desired to be with them. With this altar and dedication, I feel like they've tried to really heal themselves. They've tried to become ready. They've tried to fight their inner demons, you know, their inner fears. Six of Wands is victory in love, because 6 is the number of love in this case. Victory and love after a battle, like a mental battle. They need to free themselves from negative thought patterns, illusions about not being worthy, illusions about not being good enough. And so that's why there is this spiritual journey of healing and enlightenment, is reconnecting them with their true self, is reconnecting them with their soul, the eternal part of themselves, which is their true identity. Rather than, you know, when we come into this lifetime, we're heavily conditioned by society, by religion, by expectations of the world and the people, our family, all around us. And we try to conform, and in doing so we forget our own uniqueness, we forget who we truly are. So this connection, what I'm really seeing is it's a catalyst for you both to really reconnect with your true soul selves. So having that union within yourselves, that self-love, knowing your worth, And then that means you will be in the alignment of that self-love, the love vibration, so that you can give and receive love in a healthy way. This person's really, really, really deeply desiring that, but it's not a case of just clicking your fingers and you're suddenly healed. You're suddenly, able to love yourself fully, and therefore, you have a healthy relationship with yourself, so you can have a healthy relationship with another. It takes time. This person, I feel like they became disheartened along the way because it all seemed so complicated. It all seemed to take so long. This person's tried to heal themselves, tried to manifest the connection, the union, tried to make it work. But, they didn't know how to heal themselves. They didn't know if what they were doing was working. You can't force this union. So I feel like this person, because they felt so distraught, they felt so disappointed, they felt like it was never going to happen, they lost faith. I feel like some of them, they went in a new direction, a different direction. Some of them may have even got into another relationship, because it's like they kept looking at your connection, they kept wanting to be with you, they kept daydreaming, they kept looking at your social media, all things like that. But then they were getting worried. They were feeling like it wasn't grounding. They were feeling like their obsession was becoming unhealthy. And so they've always honored the love that they feel for you. They've always seen you as the one that they love the most. But then I feel like some of them, there was other people that came into their life. There was other options, so maybe some of them took another option because it seems less complicated. It's with the other option, it felt like they could live in the present moment, whereas with you, they were constantly living for the future or reliving the past, or it just became so overwhelming to them to be so attached to you, and then feeling like it might not happen, feeling like you could walk away at any moment, feeling like there was no stability, and this deep, deep fear of being rejected and abandoned. And so I feel like it just became all too much for them to handle, and they may have become disillusioned and felt like, well, maybe this isn't meant to happen, maybe, I'm supposed to go in a different direction. Like they went through some kind of confusion is what I'm feeling, because things just seemed very complicated within your connection. But they're desiring this stability. They're desiring for you to come back together. They're desiring to let go of control issues. It says, allow the situation to unfold naturally. They realised that when they were trying to control things, when they were trying to force things or overthink things and worrying and all the anxiety that brought, when they're trying to grab a hold of your connection, it was creating so much anxiety, so much fear, so much loneliness. I feel like this person may have become really obsessed to the point where they were feeling disconnected from everyone and everything around them, because they were, spending all their time thinking about you, and that just made them feel very isolated and very lonely. And I feel like when they became disheartened, they wanted to reconnect with the world. They wanted to be in the present moment again. They felt like they're putting all their eggs in one basket, all their eggs in your connection, and it just felt like it wasn't working out at that time. So they freed themselves. But now I feel like they're missing you. King of Cups, like they realize they love you the most, and they'll always love you the most. Their heart still resides with you. They needed to take this space in order to create emotional stability. This person, when things were all complicated and a roller coaster, and both of you were trying to force things to work, and there was fears of rejection, so there was running and chasing, this person could see clearly because they're too close to the situation. So after freeing themselves, surrendering, moving in a different direction, this person could come back to a sense of equilibrium, a sense of stability within themselves. And that's when they could really see clearly, because in the past they were overthinking all this drama, all this confusion. You know, they couldn't see clearly, but now they can, because they had time and space. And they know now that their love is true for you. They know that you're their soulmate. And they want to dedicate themselves to your connection. But they don't want to fall back into obsessive, compulsive, anxiety. They don't want to feel so consumed by the fear of rejection and the loneliness and the unhealthiness that they felt drawn into when they weren't stable within themselves. They want there to be this victory in your connection after this struggle that they and you went through. They want you to see them in a good light again, because when they walked away, I feel like some of you didn't see them in the best light anymore. They feel like they may have missed out on an opportunity with you, or they just really don't want to miss out on this opportunity. During the separation, I feel like they had clarity about they could potentially lose an opportunity with you. They may have realized they were taking you for granted in certain ways. So they don't want to miss an opportunity. They want this Eight of Wands, this rapid movement, overcoming obstacles, communication, manifestation, grounding of your connection. They want stability. They want dedication. They feel like they're working on their healing in their own private space. They're dedicated to this path, to overcoming obstacles. There's been so many obstacles in our way that I couldn't see a logical way to make it work. I decided to cut my losses and move in a different direction. They realize now that they still love you. I want to hold you. I miss you and long for you. I'm constantly thinking about you and fantasize about us being together. I feel so upset sometimes because I need you so much. I pray we will be together soon. So let's look into these messages about what their desires are for your connection. Shaking, sweaty, stuttering. So this is all about when they were in your presence, they were literally shaking, they were sweating, maybe stuttering. And they just felt so overwhelmed, like no one has ever made them feel this nervous, this worried about how you're going to perceive them. And this has been the whole kind of issue. Them really, really, really worrying, caring way too much about your opinion of them, to the point where they probably molded themselves to be what they thought you wanted them to be, when you just wanted them to be their true self, but they didn't feel good enough being their true self, so they felt like they had to fake certain things just to keep you attracted to them. I know they need to free themselves from those intense fears that hold them back. Crying. So this person's been crying over you. They've been crying over what's happened, crying over missing you. Yeah, and that's, I've just put that on that free yourself one. It's time to take back control of your life. I feel like they just felt so overwhelmed with this longing and this crying and feeling devastated and fearful, that they were like, I just got to get away from this feeling. And so they went in a different direction. Hiding my feelings. Yeah, this person's hiding their feelings because they don't want you to have power over them any more than what you already do. Like, they've given away their personal power to you by worrying so much about what you think of them. So they fear, like, being honest with you about how they feel, because then they feel like you would have even more power over them, to potentially crush them. Social media. So like I said, I feel like they're spying on your social media. They may be communicating to you through their social media, either directly or indirectly by posting things for you to see. They're worried that you're moving on without them. Hoping and praying. So I pray we will be together soon. They really are praying that things are going to work out between you. They're praying that you're not moving on without them and forgetting about them. They're praying that they have a second chance. They're praying that you love them just as much as they love you. They're praying that this has all been real and not just an illusion. Life or death. So yeah, it's felt like a life or death situation, you know, whether you love them or whether you reject them. And so, you know, they've put a lot of pressure on themselves, and that's what's been holding them back. They're like, you know, do I or how can I risk expressing my truth and being vulnerable with you and putting myself in a position for you to completely crush me? They're like, how can I do that? And so I feel like they've been kind of felt safer from loving you from afar. So check out my other readings. Look at my playlists. I have tons of readings about how this person feels about you, what they want to happen between you, and all things like that. And I think those can really help you get to the root of their true feelings. So check out my playlists, and please subscribe to my channel. If you do subscribe, please tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. So thank you so much. So this is set of cards number 3, which is the Amber. So we're going to look into the cards. We have Tarot, Oracle. We have some handwritten, channeled messages on postcards. And we're also going to look into these messages in here as well. So what does this person want to happen between you? What are their deepest desires in regards to your connection? So you have the 9 of Swords, Justice, Temperance, the Sun in reverse, the King of Cups, Unrequited Love. It is safe for you to love. Intention, Passion. And from the written messages, I'm sorry I disappointed you. I just couldn't be who you needed me to be at that time. I can see how much work you put in to try and make us work. You deserve better. And it feels like heaven on earth since meeting you. I feel so alive. You take me beyond this lifetime, and I often feel the blissful emotions of past lives that we've shared together. So, their deepest desire for your connection, well, they want passion. There's intention with a wand. So they're trying to manifest fire, passion, This can literally mean your twin flames. They're trying to manifest the union. They're trying to manifest oneness. I feel like this person has a lot of fantasies about you. Very passionate, very fiery fantasies. And they're desiring that a lot. They're desiring for there to be justice in the connection, balance. Because there's temperance as well. This is about balance. There's 2 cups here. So that's almost like the 2 of cups as well. It's like the happy union, the happy relationship, balance. With this justice, they may have felt as though there was an injustice in the past. They're really, really desiring to know that you love them as much as they love you. Like, I feel like they have doubts, even though that may seem ridiculous to you. Nonetheless, they have doubts. They fear that it's unrequited love. They fear there's not enough chemistry or attraction to keep this relationship going. I feel like they're really trying to find answers. They're really trying to find the truth of, do you love them as much as they love you? And they've always struggled to really believe why you would love them, how you could love them. And that's a reflection of them not loving themselves. They don't feel good enough for you. They've put you on a pedestal. And, you know, it could be the same for you as well. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. They're really desiring to get to a place where they feel that it truly is safe for them to love. It is safe for them to open up and be vulnerable. They have a lot of fears, a lot of worries, a lot of sleepless nights. Interestingly, there's the owl at their window. This is like their spirit guides, their own inner wisdom, telling them that the love is mutual. But it's like their own fears are blocking out that truth. They can't see that truth. They're doubting that truth. And they feel like the only true justice would be if the love is mutual and it's balanced. But they have doubts. The sun in reverse is like they cannot see the sun because the clouds are blocking it out. That's like their own thoughts are clouding their judgment. They can't see the truth because their thoughts are in a place of pessimism and disbelief. But the sun is saying they already know the truth in their heart, but they're just doubting it in their mind. Their deepest desire is to be able to be open and vulnerable, like this King of Cups, to feel emotionally stable enough to be truly there for you on all levels, but especially when it comes to confessing their truth. And, you know, they're really desiring for there to be a feeling of safety, because they have all these passionate desires for you and they want to manifest that into a reality. They're sorry that they disappointed you. They felt like they couldn't be who you needed them to be at that time. They could see how much work you put in to try and make the connection work. And they've also felt like you deserve better. They feel like they're a disappointment to you. They feel like they're not good enough. They feel like they don't have enough to offer you. But this is what they're desiring. To manifest all the things that are going to make them feel good enough. They're desiring for you to come forward and express yourself passionately to them. They're wanting you to know that it's not unrequited love. They love you just as much as you love them. They want you to feel safe to open up to them. But it's like they want that validation from you. But then I feel like they're still afraid to give that back equally and express that equally. Like they want to feel extremely reassured in this connection, but the way they've been acting, it's not leaving you with any reassurance. It's causing you to have doubts. So let's look into these messages here. What are their deepest desires for your connection? Denial. Yeah. So that it's like deep down they want you to feel like the love is mutual. So you open up to them so they feel reassured. But until they get that reassurance from you, it's like their ego, well, that's trying to protect them, is desiring to be in denial. A part of them feels safer making out that they don't love you. They're kind of hoping you just know, or you can somehow just guess. And then you shower them with your love and approval. And then once they feel reassured, then they will feel safer to begin to express their feelings to you. But some of you already know that when you've already done that, then they can still be in denial and hide their feelings. It's their deepest desire for your connection. Life or death. Yeah, it feels like a life or death situation to them in truth. They're so worried about what you think of them. They're so worried about you rejecting them that they deny their feelings and make out that it is unrequited love. Because they don't want to feel like a fool. They don't want you to know how much you could crush them emotionally if you ever rejected them. And so they're running away before they can even be rejected. What are their deepest desires for your connection? We belong together. So, you know, they really feel that you belong together, and yet they're still so afraid of rejection that they're denying their emotions. So that's not really going to be helpful in allowing you to get closer. But that's why I feel they're desiring for you to express yourself so that they feel safe. But then I feel like they still won't feel safe because they need to heal themselves and have self-love rather than continue to keep looking for your validation. What are their deepest desires for your connection? Unworthy. Yeah, they feel unworthy. They may have even tried to make out like you're unworthy for them, which is really unhealthy. But at the core of things, they just don't feel good enough. And that's their problem. You know, it's not down to you to make them feel good enough. I feel like they've looked to you to make them feel good enough, and you may have even taken that upon yourself to try and make them feel good enough, but then they've still been in denial, they've still held back, and it's created a whole load of resentment within you. Chasing. Yeah, they want you to chase them, but them being in denial, holding back their feelings, is kind of their way of chasing you by getting you to chase them. Them holding back is their like tactic to get you hooked on them. So in that sense, that's their indirect way of chasing you. And one final message. Broken heart. So yeah, they are broken-hearted. But I feel there's a lot of immaturity here. Like, they're worried more about their own broken heart. Whereas if they're denying their feelings for you and making out it's unrequited love, then that's breaking your heart. But that feels safer to them than having their own heart broken. So check out my other readings, look at my playlists. I have tons of readings on there about how they truly feel about you, what they want to happen between you and what is going to happen between you. And I feel like those can really help you. So go check those out. And please subscribe to my channel. And if you do, please tap the bell icon and turn on all notifications. That will notify you every time I release a new reading. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye. So this is set of cards number 4, which is the pink aura quartz point. So we're going to look into the tarot and oracle cards. I have some handwritten postcards with channeled messages, and we're going to look into these messages as well. So what does this person really want to happen between you both? What are their deepest desires for your connection? So the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Six of Wands. Heart-to-heart conversations, soulmate, clearance, and healer or healing. And from the channeled messages, you need and deserve someone more mature than me. I could never give you what you deserve. It's not personal. I just don't know how to love myself. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm obsessed. I keep looking at your social media to try and feel close to you. I've developed an unhealthy attachment. I need you. Wow. So their deepest desire, well, they see you as their soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Their desire to have heart-to-heart conversations. They desire to honestly discuss their feelings with you and for you to honestly discuss your feelings with them. But at the same time, I feel as though there's been this strong element of them keeping you at arm's length. They feel like you deserve someone more mature. They may feel immature. They're worried that you're going to see them as immature if they get too close to you. There may have been this parent-child dynamic between you where you were giving and giving and giving and they were receiving, but they didn't have enough to give you in return compared to what you were giving them. So a lack of balance when it came to give and take. And the more you were giving, the more you were trying to build their confidence and show them it was safe for them to love and open their heart to you, the more they felt like you were giving and giving and they could never repay what you were giving them. And it may have made them kind of feel more like the child kind of energy or immature or feeling like they couldn't express themselves in the way that you could. Maybe feeling intimidated. It's no one's fault. I'm not trying to place blame. Their deepest desires is for there to be balance, like the yin and the yang, in order for there to be balanced movement forward. They want your connection to move forward. There's a sense that it's been stagnant or blocked or stuck. They want to feel more confident. Like the Chariot, you know, he's in control of the movement. They want to take action. They want to be the Knight of Swords. They want to fight for the connection. They want to race in, communicate their truth. Whenever I see a white horse, to me, it's like a sign of being on the path of your highest good, or your spiritual path, being in alignment with where you're supposed to be going spiritually. You know, they want to trust their heart. They want to follow their heart and their intuition bravely, fearlessly. You know, they don't want any doubts. But, you know, this is their desires. In truth, I feel like there is a lot of doubts. There's a lot of fears, because in truth, there's kind of standing back and they're waiting. This is an energy of waiting for the right time. They may be waiting for you to rush in and communicate your truth to them. But, you know, if there's already been this unhealthy dynamic where you were giving and giving and giving, and they weren't giving back equally, then I feel this person needs to heal themselves. It may not be beneficial for you to reach out, but, you know, this is a general messages. So you must always follow your own intuition when it comes to making these kinds of decisions for yourself and your connection. But they want stability. This is the marriage card. It's often the twin flame because it looks like 1111. I see this as soul family in the background, cheering you both on, wanting you to move through this gateway, this new beginning in your connection. That's what they're wanting. They want stability. That's about balance. And 4 is the number of stability. They're wanting a deeper commitment. They're wanting harmony. They're wanting conversation, meaningful discussion. This is dedication to the divine path, dedication to your connection. These are both can be seen as marriage cards. They want the divine marriage. They may literally be thinking about marriage with you in the future. They're listening to the divine, listening to their intuition. They want victory in your connection after battling their fears, or if you've gone through difficulties, they're wanting to come out the other end having victory. They want you to look up to them again. This person may have had like a tendency to kind of mold themselves to be what they thought you wanted them to be, but it meant they were bending the truth quite a lot, and you just wanted and needed them to be their true self. But they're wanting you to look up to them again. They're wanting you to see them in a good light. 6 is the number of love. They're wanting victory in love. Heart-to-heart conversations, honest discussions. They want communication. They want things to be real because they see you as their soulmate. They want the union between you. They want clearance and healing from the past. You know, this is like doing the spring cleaning. They want to clear out everything that hasn't worked in the past or that's created issues or obstacles. They want healing. They may be seeking a healer. They may see you as the healer. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm obsessed. I keep looking at your social media to try and feel close to you. I've developed an unhealthy attachment. I need you. This person is basically desiring closeness. They're worried that you're moving on without them. They may be looking at your social media just to check in and just try and see if you are moving on without them. What are their deepest desires for your connection? Lost without you. So yeah, they feel lost without you. They feel like without you there's much less meaning in their life. Like other things seem not meaningless, but not as meaningful. You're incredible. So yeah, that's over the soulmate card as well. They just think you're so incredible. They feel it's like they're comparing themselves to you, and they're feeling, how could I ever live up to you? How could I ever align with you? How could I ever be good enough? There's two that want to come out here, disheartened and scared of losing you. This person's really, really scared of losing you. They feel lost without you. Like I said, they feel like life doesn't have as much meaning without you in it. They may have felt disheartened at some point because they felt like you deserved someone much better than them, or much more ready or mature, and so they felt disheartened. So maybe that's why some of them went in a different direction for a while, because they felt like you deserved better. They may, you know, if they got into another relationship, I'm not saying that they necessarily did if it doesn't resonate, but if they did, if it does resonate with you, then they got into that other connection partly because they felt like they couldn't live up to what was being expected of them for this kind of relationship with you, yet they felt like they could handle the relationship with someone else because it wasn't so powerful in terms of awakening, and the love wasn't as intense, so they felt like they could handle it a lot more. And you know, if they are with someone else, then it's because of a karmic kind of contract, and by that I mean there's learning to be done in the other relationship. Feel safer in situationship. So yeah, this person was too afraid to make things real, or to step up or fully commit, because they didn't feel good enough, and so they felt like they would disappoint you or they'd mess things up and you'd end up having to leave them for good. They felt like as long as there was some kind of situationship or dynamic where you were kind of in contact, or you were both continuing to hope for the future, and they knew that you were still holding on to them, then they felt like that was safer, like you were still there for them. There was still an opportunity for something to work out in the future, rather than if they opened themselves up to you, they didn't live up to be good enough, and then you rejected them or walked away, and then they felt like everything was over. You know, there was no hope for the future anymore. There was no, you know, being able to fantasize about the future. You know, they were afraid that it would all be gone. So one last message. This one here. Trust issues. So yeah, this person didn't trust. I feel like they didn't trust the connection. They felt like it was too good to be true. They felt like you were in love with their potential rather than the real them. They were afraid that the spell would be broken and you would see the real them and be disappointed and leave them. So they didn't trust their own worth, basically. But their deepest desire is for you to be together. But, you know, they need to overcome their own fears. They need to learn self-love and know their own worth, rather than continuing to focus on you and try and get that validation from you. So check out my other readings. I have tons on my playlists about how this person feels about you, what's going to happen between you, and all things like that. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please tap the bell notification and turn on all notifications, and that will notify you every time I release a new reading. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.